me, but still I came to you in your dream.
Hey, Girish, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
I've noticed over the past week, maybe week and a half, as I'm falling deeper into my meditations, I have these moments where I feel like I'm gasping for air to breathe.
Okay.
Is that something that is more physiological, or is it?
Sometimes it happens when the mind struggles. The mind is struggling subconsciously, habitually, instinctively for some outer pleasures. And at the same time, the mind wants to settle in inner happiness. So that gives you a feeling. The only thing that we can do, just become aware. Maybe become aware of the breath. Maybe internally you repeat, peace and happiness are within me.
Thank you.
That will remove that idea. So very good. Everyone is there. So any more question? Krishna, Jerry had a dream that I came to her dream on her birthday. So that is. So you see that, yes, what Stephen was asking. So outer pleasure depends on the objects that we like. And it has been a default nature of the mind. Default nature. How come? You wake up in the morning and the mind says, let me grab a cup of coffee or tea. Why? So I am asking a question, why? But we do not ask any question. What a big deal if I have a cup of coffee or tea. There the problem of ignorance starts. How come? We do not find the ultimate cause. What is the immediate cause? I feel an urge to grab a cup of tea. It doesn't mean that you should not take it. Huh? Now we are going deeper and deeper. Thanks to Jerry and David who started this. And so now we all are seekers. So question is, we do not ask the fundamental cause of our action. We take an immediate step, immediate cause, to grab a cup of tea and to go outside. And that prevents us to know the real self. That blocks us to succeed in meditation. Why? Because happiness, inner happiness, the nature of the real self is of permanent happiness. Immediate happiness, cup of tea or coffee. You can replace cup of tea and coffee with anything that you like. Second point, we always look for, fascinated by the immediate cause. Because it is within the reach of my sense organs. But do you ever think that outer pleasure and happiness, they depend on something? Inner happiness is independent. We do not think in this way. The master always says, please start thinking the way I have started thinking. And when you start thinking in that way, the mind becomes clear. Now, can I make a statement? Remember this, think of this, contemplate and reflect. What is that? Yoga, Eastern wisdom, meditation, whatever the name you want to give, is the only valid means to achieve permanent happiness. Physics is a valid means of knowledge to know the solar system, space, matter. Valid means. If I start studying economics to know the physics, it will not work. But we never think in this way that only yoga, the principles of Eastern wisdom, including the meditation, is the only valid means to know. So when you don't know, then what happens? Then I take a exit in the science. You see the physiological benefits of meditation. What I have to do with physiological benefits of meditation? Physiology is different from the real self. We should know it. I'm not going against it. Do you see that? Someone asked me to give a talk on theta waves and the mind. Well, it appears an interesting topic. Come back to our main topic. We are covering the sutra, the Maitri Karuna, Mudita Upekshanam, Sukh Dukha, Punya Apunya, Vishayanam, Bhavanat, Chitta Prasadanam. So last time we covered that friendliness, compassion, happiness, and disinterest. These are the 4 traits of the mind, should be cultivated, so that I can use these traits in day-to-day life with those people who are happy or suffering or noble or otherwise what we say not good. But the entire goal is cheerfulness of the mind. Even Krishna says, if you don't live into that state of the cheerfulness, you will not succeed. This much we have covered last time. So now let us pick up 4 qualities and their cultivation. The first quality is friendliness. What it means. No, I'm your friend. Casual. But if I go against you, then I stop being your friend. This is not what the Patanjali is talking about, and this is not what the Buddha is talking about. So I have attended a lot of sessions of loving, do you remember? Loving meditation. In our country, in New Jersey. That is only to achieve the state of cheerfulness. The Buddha and Patanjali were contemporaries. And I have reasons to believe that they might have met each other during that period. How can I say? Lot of words in both the traditional text, we find both many words are common. So here, instead of loving meditation, metta, he is saying matri. Matri means, what is the matri means? Matri means friendliness, loving kindness, amity, goodwill. A lot of words are there. In Buddhism, it is loving meditation that results in compassion meditation. They may say so. Modern practitioners may say so. But we have to follow the Patanjali, and even the Buddha agrees. A state of cheerfulness makes the mind pure, simple, soft, gentle, caring, fully aware at that particular moment. Simply thinking of that I'm your friend does not work. Huh? It does not work. I'm your friend will not work until we understand clearly why the mind does not want to work with the qualities it inherits naturally. It is the natural state of the mind to be friend to everyone. What is the reason? Reason is the duality. What is that duality? Mind constantly thinks in terms of likes and dislikes. My likes and dislikes defines whether I can be your friend or whether you can be my friend or you cannot be. So we are not talking of that. We are not talking of that. Remember this. Then only the state of the cheerfulness comes. Otherwise, we are behaving mechanically every day. I don't like you and I meet you. Hey, how are you? I bring a forced smile on my face. Do you see that? How many times we do it every day? And I'm building and accumulating a lot of impressions. What is meditation? Meditation is a release of all the impressions. So I'm doing the practice wrongly. I'm doing the practice wrongly. Friendliness or other qualities, now apply that. They are independent of anyone outside. Friendliness means a state of mind which dissolves the duality of likes and dislikes, and then only it can be friend to everyone. Then only we can attain the state of the cheerfulness. And if you live into the state of the cheerfulness, you don't need other traits to develop to succeed in meditation. This is what the Patanjali is saying. Do you remember? Patanjali is saying in order to attain the state of cheerfulness in the mind, in turn will help you meditate. So we are not talking of friendliness as a loving meditation. Loving meditation. If you go a little deeper and check loving meditation, doesn't it like crazy? But it is there. So we have lot of things is there. So what is required to cultivate the quality of friendliness? The quality of friendliness towards all demands a thought and a mantra or a mantra, and their constant repetition with knowledge and understanding to get rid of the dualities present in the mind, the likes and dislikes present in the mind. As long as the likes and dislikes are present in the mind will remain in conflict. Then I use my intelligence to keep a forced smile to be friend with you, but inner conflict remains. Now pick up the mantra Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Means let there be peace for all. So you trigger the mind which keeps the memory of likes and dislikes by saying Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu until that like and dislike drops completely. The way the air moves towards us, the way the sun moves towards us. Sun never says, I like you, hence I give you the light. You see, can you think in that way? Can you think in that way? We need not to superimpose friendliness. habitually in order to exist in a society, to create lot of impressions in our mind that is detrimental to our progress. So, what is the goal of cultivating the friendliness? The mind removes the surface layers of malice superimposed by culture, society, dogma, and belief. Remind the mind about cultivating crops. Last time we discussed about it. Cultivating the crop. You make the ground of the mind softer. How you make the mind softer? No one is my friend, no one is my enemy. First step. Second step, that everyone exists for themselves. Sam exists for himself. Lara exists for himself. Computer exists for itself. See that. Become aware of that. They exist for itself. I superimpose likes and dislikes, so malice is superimposed by society, dogma, belief. What is superimposed on the mind is malice, is hatred, is separativeness, resistance. Then only the meditation succeeds. Now, the most beautiful part comes. We have lot of complaints. No, I don't find the time to meditate. 1 hour out of 23 hours. 23 hours you keep for stress every day. 1 hour you keep it for meditation. But here, my master used to say that this sutra was written especially for those people who blame and complain that they don't have a time. The moment you live in the world, you live with awareness, you live with awareness of friendliness here and now. When thought of malice enters the mind, we change it by saying in the mind, I am the friend to all and enemy to none. We are cultivating. We are making the ground softer. The mind says, no, he is enemy. I hate him. You replace it by a thought. 24/7 in the entire waking state. We applied this principle to a beautiful woman who was working in an IT company in New Jersey. Her boss, she thought that her boss is going against her. And we said, if you follow these principles. So, to cut the story short, after 6 months, they became very good friends. Both are women. And after 1 year, she got the promotion. I'm not talking of that you will get a promotion by following these things. That's a totally a different aspect. She does one session now every month privately. She is still doing. You see that idea you have to cultivate. Simply by saying I am friend to you and internally I have malice and resistance, it will not work. That is why I'm using the word cultivating. My master says use the word cultivating. The mind will slowly start living from inside from outside. This is the goal, because I have to be in a state of cheerfulness within, independent of anything outside. I did it for a couple of people there, and then they came back, and you see that, I kept smiling. I was full of life and enjoying. So my honey was thinking that now I had relationship outside. You cannot help those people. See that the mind will slowly start living inside from outside. It will discover the distractions, malice, reaction, negativity caused by identification of the mind with the people, with the things, world outside. What will happen? What is going to happen? The same basic principle. The mind will earn a wealth of discernment and dispassion, whether you say mind or intellect and ego. That wealth of discernment and dispassion will keep your mind in the state of friendliness all the time. So many practices are here in our country. We say, oh, loving meditation. That leads to compassion meditation. Did you get it? Cultivation. So we soften the mind. How we soften the mind? What is the hardness in the mind? The mind says, I like you, that's why I'm your friend. I dislike you, that's why I'm not your friend. Here in Arizona, I'm friend to both of them, but one person doesn't want to attend the group. So, no, I will attend. I will see the video. Can I get out of it? So when we now see that, so what is that? Those who are happy means the moment the mind perceives the person that you are interacting is responding, is living or talking to you in a friendly manner. I should be happy with their happiness. It is friendliness. Are you getting it? Normally, it does not happen. How come you are so happy? What is this? You see the expression. So when we learn yoga, then we understand. Oh, you are so happy. Let me share. Let me enjoy your happiness. That is the state of the cheerfulness. Honey, how come you are so happy? Oh, because you are my honey, you should be very happy. But instead we challenge. Why we challenge? The mind, ground is not fertile. Karuna. Karuna is compassion. It translates as compassion, feeling of active sympathy. That is how we translate. I'm not going into modern psychology. I made it clear. What? Only the Eastern wisdom is the valid means of knowledge to discover in real self and succeed in meditation. You have to keep that in mind. Don't start comparing it with modern psychology. So, Karuna translates as a compassion, feeling of active sympathy and concern. So, if I use the word concern, I'm defining it. Awareness without getting influenced by outer conditions. I'm aware of the situation, but not getting influenced by outer conditions. My father died. I went to my master. My master said, go back, sit down, close your eyes, find what is the truth in it. Immediate cause, death of a father. What is the cause behind it? So what do you get? Everyone dies. Is it compassion? Yes. Compassion is totally different the way we understand it. Oh, let me hug 10 times to bring an end to your suffering. It will not work. But it works at the surface level. It is one of the outstanding qualities of the masters. The karuna or compassion extends to all the sentient beings without bias and preferences. So, what we should do, the seeker avoids, prevents, and dissolves fear, painful condition, frustration, and emotional upsets by the practice of compassion. So we can also help ourselves. First, we should cultivate the compassion in inside us. Forget about being compassionate. I'm very compassionate to others. Because you have money, you donated it. I don't have money. It doesn't mean that I'm not compassionate. So your compassion depends on something outside. It depends on outside, it will not work. It will not change you. Compassion is a mental quality. We are talking of the second quality. Goal is, remember, what is the goal? Cheerfulness of the mind. Why? That cheerfulness of the mind helps us to succeed in meditation. So, friendliness can become compassion inside or cannot remain. But friendliness is an expression of one of the best qualities to keep our mind in the state of cheerfulness. Do you see that? To live into the here and now. Do you have any like, dislike? You are aware. You are dropping that, you are softening the ground of the mind. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. You don't know anyone, and you sit down with eyes closed. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. And you are constantly aware inside, and also the awareness of everyone outside, until the mind says we all are essentially one. There comes the state of cheerfulness. So, what the Patanjali is saying, that it helps us to achieve, it accelerates the process of meditation. We succeed. Last point before we do it, you see that I've been saying that our masters have been so kind. They say, oh, you cannot do this. You are not a born seeker. You are comparing yourself with the Buddha. No, Buddha was a great master and he got awakened. I can't. Follow the 5 traits that we covered. Do you remember? No, it is in your notes. It should be in your head. Shraddha Virya Smrati. Shraddha Virya Smrati Samadhi Prajna. Faith. Do you see that? The faith, Shraddha, Virya, energy, enthusiasm, right memory, Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, regular practice of meditation, and higher consciousness are the 5 traits. Okay, no, I don't feel like doing it. No worries. Do you have intensity? Do you want to succeed today? We say, are you fired? In many motivational talks, are you fired and excited? Many people invited me and they asked me, are you fired? I said, no, not interested. Why should I be fired and excited? I'm calm and relaxed so that I can receive your talk. So you see that we did that. Intensity, and then we categorize that intense seeker into 3: the low one, the medium, intermediate, and the higher. No, tell me something else. Patanjali says here is you start cultivating these qualities when you can cultivate during the entire waking hours where you interact with the people the whole day. You see that Patanjali is not going to leave us if we are a seeker, provided we should not get bored with the Patanjali. Then he gives you hundreds of methods to succeed in meditation. So we will cover this compassion next time. Let us start our journey of meditation. I